I was just in there talking to Victoria and the step Danny, showing them this comment I got from the Pope is Dead video that I did a few days ago when I found out December 31st. And I should probably post it below, or you can just look it up. It's the Judas resurrection, the channel is. I mean, sometimes I see people just get really upset and unsubscribe, but it's something for everyone to hate, and you gotta know something's gonna be talked about sooner or later. So I was talking about the Pope being dead, and what a fine surprise it was. And yeah, you won't make it to see another year, old man. But there was a comment. And, yeah, usually these people unsubscribe pretty fast. It said, satanic, sad world, with an exclamation point. And I was like, oh. And that's how I had to show him. I said, look at that. Look at that. And my comment, I said, because I am very, very appreciative, I commented back and I said, yes, they're awful, aren't they? And I sent a heart because I appreciate somebody being able to see and understand what a sad satanic world it is these popes fucking live. I mean, you know, yeah, this rat singer guy, old German, you know. So here I'm just happy that there's some justice in the world, and his memory will be lost until another 6 months when they decide to make him a fucking saint or something. They all gotta be saints. They gotta make every goddamn pope a saint. Goddamnable pope a saint, to make it look like there's still magic in the church. Oh, 3 miracles. So, yeah, I was all excited. I'm like, hell yeah, you know. And I said, probably the thing that made me happiest of all was this person understanding, you know, that Pope John Paul II, he was selling like Zyklon B or some similar cyanide type of stuff in the early days of gassing the chambers there in World War II. Places in Poland, they didn't really like to keep them in Germany. It didn't look good to the regular people that weren't at war. I said, and shortly after that, he escaped into the priesthood, the Catholicism. He escaped into Catholicism and rose very highly to become Pope John Paul II. His name's in the book. It's documented. And I realized, oh my God. Could he go to heaven? Could he be the leader of a church? A man like this with no scruples? Or scruples that aren't very nice to others? I always thought it took a lot of money from parishioners, and money like in the Thornbirds, where Father Ralph raised all this money from an old rich woman that was dying and was just torturing him with his fear that he wasn't going to get any money for the church. I thought it always took a lot of money to become a pope. Or a cardinal even, as Father Ralph was, Bishop Ralph. along with Bishop Szoka from Gaylord, Michigan. He was pretty good at talking about my money. My dad always said about Bishop Szoka from Gaylord, Michigan, first bishop of the cathedral, first bishop of the diocese in Otsego County, Gaylord. My dad would always say after church, yeah, he's always just asking for money, asking for money, asking for money. And then he spends a lot of time at the convent. He always suggested that Bishop Szoka was screwing the nuns, which it's like when I met his nephew, Captain Szoka, when we were in Saudi getting ready to go to Iraq, he came into our little section there, our thing, and found out that I was from Gaylord and heard that I was and came to me and asked, and that was his uncle, Bishop Szoka. And in 1990 there, at that time, he informed me that Bishop Szoka had gone from being the bishop of the Gaylord diocese, and they had a cathedral built because it's the seat of the diocese. That's the only place you have a cathedral. Other outlying towns just have churches. Even our old church down by the school was just a church. It was not the seat of the diocese, but they brought it, and he was the first, and evidently he made a lot of money grifting parishioners and banging the nuns, because his nephew there told me that he became Cardinal of Finance in the Vatican at that very time. And when Pope John Paul II died on Good Morning America, I was watching in the morning after he died when they got the smoke rising. They're waiting for the smoke, and there was Cardinal Szoka talking. He was the finance fucking cardinal and like committee chairman on the new pope. He made a lot of money from old dirt farmers that had a little bit of fucking money now and land. Call it land. You can make money out of land, but dirt farmers, they don't make money out of the land. They just live their lives. Getting their property afterwards is where you make the money, and they throw some kind of shithole fucking stadium on it. So I always figured, speaking of Pope John Paul II, that it took a lot of money to get the top. It takes a lot of money to get to the top in the Catholic Church. But as it turns out, it means more to them if you kill a lot of Jews.